The phone vibrated against the kitchen counter. "Marcus says I'm making real progress," she told me, slipping on her coat. "And I'll be late again." Thursday, again. Her lipstick was darker than usual, burgundy, strategic. I nodded. I've learned that silence makes people careless. After she left, I wheeled myself to the window, watched her reflection in the glass. She didn't look back. That's when I followed her, not with anger, with precision. The gym parking lot was half lit. Cold light, clean lies. I stayed in the car. Windows cracked. Breath steady. Through the glass wall, I saw her laughing. Too close. His hand resting at her waist longer than necessary, whispering into her ear. Then I saw his lips move. I couldn't hear him, but I read enough. "Your husband's a cripple. I'm twice the man." She didn't flinch. She smiled. Something inside me didn't shatter. It froze. I didn't confront them. I didn't scream. I simply memorized his face, his posture, the scar above his eyebrow. That scar. I'd seen it before. Years ago, in an old photograph my father tried to burn. She said she needed independence, strength, a new routine. I said I understood. That's what a reasonable husband says when he's confined to a chair after an accident. I became invisible to her long before Marcus entered the picture. My paralysis was inconvenient. Her sympathy expired quietly. The first Thursday, she came home smelling different, I noticed. Not sweat, not disinfectant, cologne, masculine, expensive. The kind a personal trainer with outstanding debt shouldn't afford. I began collecting details. Her phone tilted away when I entered. The passcode changed. Her laughter moved upstairs. Soft, private. One evening, while she showered, her phone buzzed on the dresser. "Marcus," a preview message. "Can't wait to feel you again." I didn't react. I've learned that emotional explosions benefit the guilty. Instead, I stared at his profile picture. That scar. The same angle as the boy in my father's hidden photograph. My father once confessed, drunk and bitter, that before my mother, there had been a mistake. A son he never acknowledged. I had dismissed it as guilt. But the math aligned. Age, location, name, Marcus. The betrayal was no longer just physical. It was genealogical, poetic, cruel. My wife wasn't just cheating. She was choosing my blood over me, and she didn't even know it. I hired a private investigator, not for the affair. For him. Birth records surfaced. Mother, deceased. Father, unknown. But the hospital. The same hospital my father volunteered at in his 20s. DNA testing isn't dramatic. It's administrative. I requested a sample discreetly. A discarded water bottle from the gym locker room. Money opens doors quietly. While waiting for results, I perfected normalcy. I asked her about her workouts. Smiled at progress photos. Encouraged protein shakes. Inside, I mapped timelines. If Marcus was my half-brother, my father's estate had implications. Inheritance clauses. Bloodlines. Control. The lab called on a Monday. Probability of half-sibling relationship. 99.87%. I thanked them. Hung up. Then I laughed. Not loudly, just enough to feel my lungs expand. He called me a cripple. He didn't know we shared DNA. Didn't know the wealth he envied was technically his. Birthright, if he could prove it. Didn't know I had already rewritten the will. Every Thursday I watched them. Collected more evidence. Photos, messages, receipts. Not to rage, to orchestrate. Because betrayal is only powerful when it surprises you. Once you understand it, it becomes a tool. I chose Thanksgiving. Family gatherings expose greed better than any interrogation. My daughter-in-law called that morning. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." She laughed over the phone. "We're all busy." I replied, "Enjoy." That afternoon, I posted a photo. The villa in Switzerland. Snow-laced balcony. Wine on the terrace. Caption, "Grateful for new beginnings." The phone rang. Once, twice, 71 times. Including hers, including my wife's. I didn't answer. Instead, I invited Marcus to my office. Alone, he entered confidently. Arrogance draped over cheap ambition. I slid a folder across the desk. DNA results. Photographs of him with my wife. Bank statements showing transfers I'd quietly redirected. He skimmed the pages. Color drained. "What is this?" he asked. "You called me a cripple," I said evenly. "You forgot the blood." Silence. I watched the realization crawl across his face. You're my brother, I continued, which makes her betrayal incestuous in a biblical sense. How tragic. He staggered backward. I remained still, composed. Leave my wife, I said, or I release everything. To her, to the family, to the press. He whispered, you wouldn't. I already did. His phone vibrated, her name flashing. She came home shaking, eyes swollen. Is it true? She asked. I handed her the DNA report. Watched her read. Watched horror replace lust. You slept with my brother, I said quietly. Repeatedly. I didn't know, she cried. Neither did he. I leaned back. Calm. I filed for divorce. The house transfers tomorrow. The accounts are frozen. Her voice broke. You can't do this! I already have. Marcus left town that night. No inheritance claim. No confrontation. Shame is heavier than greed. As for my daughter-in-law? When she finally reached me, her voice was sweet. Dad, we didn't mean... I've donated the estate to a disability foundation, I interrupted. In my name alone. Silence. Greed suffocated on its own expectations. Switzerland is quiet in winter. Snow absorbs noise, regret, excuses. I sit on the balcony of the villa that was never meant for them. The chair beneath me no longer feels like limitation. It feels like vantage point. They mistook stillness for weakness. They mistook patience for incapacity. Marcus lost a brother he never knew. My wife lost everything she gambled for. My daughter-in-law learned that inheritance isn't entitlement. I lost illusions. That was the only real cost. The air is cold, clean. I don't feel rage anymore, just clarity. They wanted a man who could stand. They never realized I was the only one who knew how to remain seated and still win. And now, they can wash their own dishes.